This way, the stand. Thank you, and then just fix the things I can see. Thank you. Very good. Press record. It's recording? Amazing. All right, Rabotai, we're going to begin. Once again, all the brachot and all the food and the entire shiur should be b'zchut refuah shlema Rabbi Chaim Noach Halevi ben Katrina Leah. Refuah shlema Karav Mamash. Klal Yisrael needs him. We all need him. We're davening for him. Rabotai, today's shiur, the Derush Yud Aleph, the 11th Derush on Parshat Yitro. Now, I tried to, first of all, find something that would connect with Tu B'Shvat. And I think this is appropriate because, according to the Mekubalim, Tu B'Shvat, the entire concept of Tu B'Shvat, is to be fixing that which we have made a mistake with. So what did we do? We took the Eitz Hadat, we ate food incorrectly. And it's actually one of the Derushot that he talks about what they actually did. They didn't know how to, they didn't understand that you could have pleasure and it's part of enjoyment and part of serving Hashem, whatever. And we fix it by doing Tu B'Shvat. We make brachot and everything, we betak and everything, we pray for everything. The two people involved were Adam and Hava. So today we're going to talk about Hava, and we're going to begin. There's a midrash. The midrash in Sefer Peli'ah. You have the right there. Midrash found in Sefer right here.
Sorry, I left.
Okay. In Sefer Peli'ah. Now the word Peli'ah is the Hebrew word, which is Pele, a wonder. So it's called Sefer Peli'ah, the book of wonders. It's a midrash, and it says the following: Midrash Mesaper Peli'ah, the midrash from Sefer Peli'ah, and it quotes: "K'she'ala Moshe l'marom, Moshe goes up to Shemayim to receive the Torah. Metza'o la'kadosh baruch hu, he finds that Hashem Shaya Omer Hava was saying Chava. Okay, Moshe Rabbeinu goes into Shemayim. We know in this week's parasha, he's going to bring down the Luchot, bring down the Torah, and the Midrash quotes, Midrash says over here, that when he went up there, he finds Hashem saying Chava. Chava's Adam's wife. And Amar Lo, he asks Hashem, Ribonei de Alma, my Chava. Master of the universe, what is this meaning of Chava? I'm really going to quote it and translate. The explanation will be this year. Amar Lo, Hashem tells him, Ki hi ha'ita eim kol chai, because she was the mother of all the living. Ooh, the word living in Hebrew is Hayim. What's the female version of Hayim? Haya. So Amar Lo, Moshe Rabbeinu tells Hashem, Ribonei D'Alma, Master of the Universe, Im Kain, if it's about mother of all the living, Tikrena Haya, call her Chaya. Chaya comes from the word Hayim. It's the feminine version of Hayim. Amar Lo, Hashem answers to Moshe Rabbeinu, you should know the reason why we call her Chava is because if you do the gematria of Mispar Katan, which means you drop all zeros when you do the calculation, Aim Kol Chai, mother of all living, is the same as the name Chava. So we're not going to put Haya, we're going to put Chava. Why? There's because we want it to be the Mispar Katan. If you do the gematria, Mispar Katan, Aim Kol Chai, mother of all living, it comes out to be Chava. Now, these are very wondrous, and that's what he says in the next paragraph. And this is wondrous, and it's in the name of like the book itself, the Sefer Peli'ah. It's a wonder. I don't understand. Why is Hashem needing to say Chava when He's giving us the Torah? Who's He calling out to? Chava. That's what you're saying when you're giving us the Torah? So that's the first question on the Midrash. Is what's happens? Why are you even saying Chava? You're giving us the Torah, Chava. What do you say Chava for? That's one. The Matzorich LaKadosh Baruch Hu Lomer Chava K'She'ala Moshe L'Maron L'Kabel Torah. Why is he even saying it? What's so significant? Question number 2. Umahu Zeh She'Sha'al Lo Mai Chava. What are you asking, Moshe Rabbeinu? What is Chava? What, you don't know the Torah? You're writing with Hashem the Torah. You're up there, you're writing. Ki Eim Kol Chai. You're writing the name. You're there. You know the history. You're going to ask, what does it mean? What's Chava? You don't know what Chava is? The Ein Lomar Shezeh Shesha'al Lo Moshe Haya Be'et K'tivat Torah. And don't say Moshe asked this when they were writing the Torah, B'Sefer Bereshit K'shiyah Lichtov Chava, when he was writing the Sefer Bereshit part with Hashem. Because if that's the case, then Lo Haya Lo L'Hakshot Ela Kushya Achrona, you should have only asked the latter question. Im Kein Tikrena Haya, just call her Haya. Why are you asking as if it's a Hidush? What's Chava? I don't know what Chava is. Even if you don't know what Chava is, you don't know. Everyone knows who Chava is. What's going on here? So, 3 questions. So for those who just came, I'm just going to reiterate. And by the way, the shiurs, the Refuah Shlema, Rabbi Michael Noach Halevi ben Katrina Leah. Refuah Shlema Karam Mamash. So Rabbotai, there's a Midrash. Midrash in Sefer Peleah, which means wondrous book. Over there it says that when Moshe Rabbeinu went up to Shemayim to get the Torah, and Hashem is saying, Chava. Zera Shimshon says, first of all, why even say Chava? And then it reports that Moshe Rabbeinu says, what's Chava? Well, you don't know what Chava is? You know who Chava is. And then Moshe Rabbeinu says, if you're going to say, Ein Kol Chai, mother of all living, call her Chaya. Why did you call her Chava? Call her Chaya. So those are the 3 questions. Okay? Big Pella, Hashem is even saying Chava by Matan Torah. What is the connection here? And then, what was Hashem's answer to Moshe? Oh, if you do the gematria, Misparkatan, you take Ein Kol Chai, you take you drop all the zeros over there, it comes out the same thing as Hava. 19.
1
yes.
9 converts to 19.
19, right. Yeah, because you take the Ein, Aleph is 1, Mem is 40, take away the 0, so it's 4, that's 5 already. Chaf is 20, take away the 0, that's 2. Lamed is 30, take away the 0 is 3. 10, there's a Het, there's an 8, and then Yud is 10, take away the 0 is 1. Misparkatan means remove all the zeros. So Chava is the same gematria as Ein Kol Chai. That's Hashem's teretz to Moshe. You know why I called her Chava? Ein Kol Chai. But it doesn't answer anything. Why are you even saying Chava when you're giving the Torah? And Moshe Rabbeinu, what, you don't know her name? That you asked Moshe, you asked Hashem, what is Chava? And Hashem says Ein Kol Chai. Okay, call her Chaya. Oh, misparkatan. It's a cryptic, wondrous, non-understanding unless we learn the Zera Shimshon properly. The Yuvan. So he brings a Midrash Rabbah and he tells us, listen, there's a pasuk that says, Ko Tomar Lebet Yaakov. Hashem says to Moshe, so shall you say to the house of Jacob. The Midrash Rabbah tells us, Eilu Hanashim. When we say Bet Yaakov, Beis Yaakov. What's Bet Yaakov? The women. Oh. So first Hashem tells Moshe, teach the Torah to the women. Come to them, give them the Torah first. So he asks, V'lama lanashim tchila? Why should the Torah be offered to the women first? And the Gemara and the Midrash says simply, Kedei sheyu megadelot benehem laTorah, so that they're going to raise their children, they're going to prepare those kids to study Torah. Meaning, the women have a very essential role. The women have a very essential role. They're going to nurture the children, so that children are being able to be taught Torah. That means from the moment, not even from the moment, but before. They asked the Rabbi Volbi, they asked him that question. The guy is 6 months in, he has his kid, and he tells him, when should I start teaching him? And the guy says, you're not only 6 months late, you're 15 months late, because 9 months of pregnancy. That's when you should start. Meaning it's more, it's from the get-go. The woman, they're always involved in making sure, things are, a guy will just say it's okay, he's going to get out of it, he'll grow. It's okay, he's almost there. And the women, they're going to say, what do you mean, what kind of bracha is that? What kind of mitzvah would you do? Go back, do it again. They're so concerned because they truly could do what it takes us a year to teach. They could do it in one day. Them taking out their Tehillim and reading it in tears and looking at it, the kid looks at that and says, hey, free time, she's busy davening. Look how heartsick, look how it's so in-depth, she's so into it. It comes out learning so much that when there's this kid's time to go learn in yeshiva, he knows what's serious, he knows what it's all about, he's ready for this. Who nurtured this kid? It's the women. So Hashem tells Moshe, first offer the Torah to them. And now look what happens. Ukeshe'ala Moshe lemarom. When Moshe goes up to Shemayim to get the Torah to give it, Mata Shakadosh Baruch Hu Omer Chava. He sees that Hashem is saying Chava, the name of Adam's wife. Shatara haya notna l'nashim tchila, because he found that Hashem was offering the Torah first to the women. Omar lo, Moshe tells to Hashem, my Chava. What do you mean by it, Chava? Why you're giving, quote unquote, why you're giving the women first? Kelomar lama l'nashim tchila. And Hashem answers, Amar lo, ki hayta eim kol chai. She's the mother of all living, meaning Torah goes to the women first. Because as mothers, they're going to raise the kids so that they're able to learn Torah. And he goes further to Zera Shimshon and says, and that's why she's called Eim Kol Chai, the mother of all living. How does that, what does that do? So we know what happened. First, what was the name of Adam's wife? Hashem, the Torah it says, Isha, ki me'ish lukacha, was created from the rib, from the man. We called her Isha. That's the first name we gave. Anyone thought about this? Then one chapter later, Adam's looking for Ezer Kenegdo and finds Chava. What renamed her to Chava? What happened here? Why are you renaming her? She had a name already. What happened here? I'll tell you what happened here. I don't want to skip around a little bit because we're running out of time. But over here, there's a Gemara that talks about a person gets married. Let's say I married a rich girl and she had a certain lifestyle there. The Gemara says, Ole, her lifestyle should go up with the marriage. Velo moredin, you don't go down. And that's psak, it's even written in the halacha like that. So that means, let's say she's used to a certain way, we were married and we lost money and whatever, she cannot go down to that level. Obviously, we need to learn how to compromise and talk and make life work. But lehalacha, she's entitled. That's how your ketubah says. You got to take care of her, whatever it is. You don't have it, borrow. Make it happen. You owe her. Adam Rishon did the same thing. She made a sin with him. They ate from the Eitz Hadas, simply. She brought death to the world. He is doing the first person that's trying to do Shalom Bayit. Says, no. In my eyes, you're still as you were before the sin. Not death, but Chava. Eim Kol Chai. Mother of all living.
Wow.
That's number one. It's a lesson for all of us how to deal with situations at home.
Wow.
You do whatever it takes to maintain the respect. End of story.
Wow.
That's lesson one. That's what the Torah, not me.
That's major.
That's Torah, that's major. But also, you have to remember the following. Who got cursed the most after Eitz Hadat? The man. He has to work hard, and he has to sweat of his brow. She's just going to have pains of birthing, but lahalacha, we look at that in Shulchan Aruch and we say that it's not the biggest sakana in the world, because at the end of the day, this is part of her nature. Okay, it's painful, but there's a you come out of that, you have a child, and it's all great. Working hard, never going to have enough, always have to worry about where it's going to come from, where's the bills going to be paid. All this is part of Bizeat Apecha Tochal Lachem. Adam got the worst part of it. She made the Avera happen, took the thing and gave it to her, and he got the brunt of it. He has to suffer and work, and if things change, he's still responsible for her and has to give her and maintain her the way she should be comfortable. Obviously, in reality, they'll talk, she'll understand what it is. You see today, women want coal guys even, they're not even having the best of the life, but they want that because they know there's something else more greater than just having a fur coat or something, yeah? But in any event, going back to our topic, she was considered Aim Kol Chai in the eyes of Adam Rishon. And he says, everyone's from you, everyone, because they're going to prepare them for Torah. The kasha. He says it's still a question. I thought there's three partners. There's the father and mother, and Hashem gives the neshama. Why? And the whole world's based on her. She's only a third. And the reason is she prepares the children for Torah. Yoter meha'ish, more than the man. In fact, when does the man really start preparing Torah with the kid? He's going to teach him Torah. He wants to learn them Gemara, Mishnah, something. No one's dealing with the little kid when he's crying over there. We know Shifra, Pua, the Gemara and Sota talks about it on Yud Aleph. Pua, they would coo the kid, and they had such rewards for that. I'm going to jump to the end because I'm really running out of time, but I'm going to tell you like this. There's a reason why it's called Mispar Katan. Why we're looking at Mispar Katan? Because even if you're talking to a Katan who doesn't understand everything in the Torah with Svara like a Rosh Yeshiva with his brains, nonetheless, you're getting full reward, full schar, and that's why the Torah writes the word Chava and not Haya. Because if you look at the Onkelos, Chava is translated as speech. And even though it's easy to teach Mitsuyanim, it's easy to become a Rosh Yeshiva and have all these guys that understand. But if you're dealing, Baal Shem Tov dealt with pre-1-ayers, and he became the Baal Shem Tov, dealt with the pre-1-ayers. What do they understand already? Gave them a good story, the kid knows what he's talking about, he's reading Tehillim, he understands anything. That's why the Stolner Rebbe says you read Zohar, even if you don't understand a word, you read it. Because it's going to give you Kedusha, it's going to do something to you. You want to know what it's going to do? The end of the Zera Shimshon tells you. Because Dibur, right, women, the second shot is the women came, they got Dibur, they got speech. But what did they do with that speech? First of all, Adam had no one to talk to. He doesn't talk to Malachim, doesn't even count. Who did he talk to? He talked to his wife. So she got almost the name speech, Chava. But it denotes something further. Aim Kol Chai. You could have said Haya, but you said Chava because she's the mother of all living. What does the mother of all living do? They prepare the child for what? Through the Torah. She's going to talk, but what's she talking? She's talking Torah. And then when she's watching the baby either in the tummy or when the baby's already born, the whole time on her lips is just Tefillah and Tehillim and Divrei Torah and so on and so forth. What's going on here? Ki hi aim kol chaya. What's the name Chava? From her speech. That's why it says like this. It says that you could have svara and logic. That's great. The more smarter you are, the more you can get. You'll get based on that reward. But speech, reading through the text, was so important. The Torah called her Chava, speech, because that also, and that's the beginning, and that's the most important. And even though the kid might not understand every single svara when he's a baby, of course, nonetheless, the mother is doing the most important job on earth, and that's really for all of us. All of us gets this lesson today. That means sometimes we're going to feel like, we're learning, it's not coming in. If I was a Rosh Yeshiva, or if I was doesn't make a difference. Just read it, just go through it, and you'll see everything's going to make sense at the end. There's nothing to worry about. So, Baruch Hashem, I felt like this was mamish min hashamayim that we came to this derusha, because this is exactly what went on in Eitz Hadat. Eitz Hadat, they made a mistake, they made an avirah. Everything now was mekalkel. What does Tu B'Shvat tell us? You take everything with the dibur, with your mouth, and you say brachot, you say the tefillot, and you could take everything that was destroyed in that avirah and rectify it and put it back to where it belongs. And this is how all the Gedolim, even the Breslov Rebbe at the end, he said, I didn't have to fast from Friday to Friday. I could have taken food, made a bracha on it, and elevate everything that was mundane with it and make it into Kedusha. The levels of Kedusha, the levels of Tikkunim, the levels that we can attain and achieve just from speaking. That's what it means, the word Hava. That's why the Torah gave a new name. Adam changed the name. He didn't want that people should speak about her and say, oh, that's the one that brought death. Just the opposite. She has a job far greater. This is why she is, the Gemara Kiddushin talks about, she doesn't have to attain, she doesn't have to achieve, she could just do certain mitzvot, like raising kids, more than any of us could do in learning. And we also learn from here that even though talking, dibur, even though learning is great, but it's all for the purpose of what? Performing the actual mitzvah. And the women of our generation, what is the mitzvah that they're doing? They're preparing the kids for future learning Torah so that they can do mitzvah too. So their job is 10 times more than anything that goes on in the Bet Midrash. So I wish everyone a happy Tu B'Shvat, and not to forget to make all those berachot, and to remember that dibur is so important, and that's just one part, just dibur. Imagine, by the way, that means that when the mommy is carrying the baby, anything that they hear, anything that they see, the dibur, everything makes an effect. That's why you have to have only good things going on, saying good things, reading good things, seeing good things, davening good things, and only with that we'll see Mashiach. We have a minion?